Good morning, movie friends. Welcome back to the Court of Cinema podcast. I'm Real Slogan. Here we talk about everything film and TV. And today is going to be something a little bit different. We're not going to be doing a new episode. Instead, it's going to be a rerun of an older episode. I know you're probably saying, oh, he's washed and broke and a bad podcast host. Number one, I'm not broke, so relax. That's insane. And I know I said I was going to be starting the Twilight series. I got caught behind and busy on some different things, so that won't be happening today. But still, that Twilight episode, it is coming. I watched the film today, and it was something. I have some words on it. I'm currently giving birth to that new episode. It's coming. Just be patient. Next week, Wednesday, I promise it'll be happening. But still, I wanted to give away something for this week's episode, and there was no better option than to go through some of the best fall films that I've, had and watched and reviewed recently. So I just was going to do a new episode, but I just looked back, listened to the old episode, and the older episode was from 2023. That was in my freshman year of podcasting. But still, it's a pretty fun and kind of a cute episode. The audio isn't as good, but still, I think that it's a solid episode. Definitely one of my favorites. If I had to remake that list, I think that for the most part, that list might just be like all the same. It's overall a pretty solid list. There's not much I would change really at all with that episode. It is, the quality of the audio isn't as good, but still overall it's a very fun episode that I definitely really did enjoy. And definitely one of my personal favorites that I've ever actually done in the history of the entire show. So I thought it'd be fun to just, do a quick little rerun of this episode. And then next week we'll be back with a new one for Twilight. And like I said, it's an older episode, so the quality of the audio isn't as good. And I really don't have any notes in terms of what I would change or any bad marks for that episode, except for one thing. I mentioned Little Women. I said Little Women is really good, but Lady Bird's better. That's not the case. Little Women is better than Lady Bird by a long shot. I love Greta Gerwig. She's awesome. But Little Women, it's one of the best films of all time, in my opinion. And Little Women is insane. But besides that, still, the list is very solid. But I just had to make that one little mark because I'm a massive stan of that movie. And I had to give it some more love on here right now. But like I said, still, it's a solid list, and I really did enjoy it. I wouldn't change that much about it. Maybe if I can make a brand new list, I would throw in Dead Poet Society. That's a really good movie as well. Dead Poet Society, love it a lot. I might still talk about my favorites because I have a lot more to yap about. But still, I'll just leave it to Logan back in 2023 for our fall episode, and I'll see you guys next week for Twilight.
I was told by my film professor, there are films and there are movies. And sometimes you've got to know what you're walking into.
Yeah. See, but I come from a time when movies were films.
Happy fall, movie friends, and for many of you, this is definitely the time of the year where you're most excited for. The leaves start changing, you get to put on some hot chocolate, eat some cookies, and watch your favorite fall movies, maybe carve some pumpkins, and if you ask me, hey Logan, is fall your favorite time of the year? Well, I'd answer, I love the concept that is fall. I think that in theory, fall could be one of the best times of the entire year. But in reality, fall, in my opinion, is one of the most bipolar and stupid times of the year, by far. I'm absolutely open to drinking hot chocolate and listening to Taylor Swift Folklore and Evermore and wearing my hoodies, wearing my cardigans. But guess what? I walk outside today, it's almost 100 degrees. If I walked outside today with a hoodie or a cardigan, I'm going to the hospital. This is not a fun time of the year for me, but the year still goes on. Fall is still here, even though it doesn't even exist. Many of you are still going to be wanting something fall themed to get you into the fall mood. So I compiled a list of many of my favorite fall films, some that I'll definitely be watching and some you should be watching as well. Just to be clear, this is not a horror episode that may come a little bit before Halloween. This is specifically for fall movies, and even if you were to ask me what are the best horror films to watch for Halloween, I'm a little bit proficient in the horror genre. I'm trying to work on it right now. Regardless, let's get into the fall movies. Before we get into the main list, there are some honorable mentions that didn't really feel too right on the main section of this episode. Not that these films are bad in any way, I just didn't feel like they had a right place for this. The first honorable mention is When Harry Met Sally, the second best romance movie ever made. Rob Reiner is an absolute genius. This is one of the best of all time. Is it a fall movie? In my opinion, no. There's really one scene that really encapsulates what fall should be. Outside of that, this feels like a year-rounder kind of film. This is still an all-timer for me, but if you had asked me, is it a fall movie? In my opinion, no. The next honorable mention goes to the Harry Potter films, all 9 or I think 10 of them. I love all of them. I'm a big fan of Prisoner of Azkaban and The Half-Blood Prince. Those are my 2 favorites of all time. And although these could work for fall films, I think they work better as films for December. That's the time I watched them last year. They fit that vibe absolutely perfectly. I just kind of sprinkled my Harry Potter films in throughout December, and they all really complemented the month for me very, very well. The next honorable mention goes to Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet the Wolfman, one of my all-time favorite specials. Alvin and the Chipmunks, a 3-headed goat as is, but throwing in the Wolfman in there, it's an absolute banger, a classic. Not too many people know about it, but I'm bringing this out to the world. And the last honorable pick goes to Scooby-Doo number 1 and number 2. Not much reason is really needed to explain the inclusion of this. I mean, it's literally a talking dog. What else do I have to say? Alright, so with all those honorable picks out the way, I just want to go ahead and dive into the main list here of the best fall films to watch this year. The first pick for me, movies that I've been watching since I was just a little foundling, the Charlie Brown fall specials. I haven't watched any of these in over a year, maybe like 4 or 5 years, but still all of these are just absolute classics. If I watch them again, you can bet yourself that I'll be ranking them 5 out of 5. It's just a little bit weird every time I watch the Charlie Brown anything, Snoopy going through his Battlefield 1 subplot. It's very horrific seeing all these countless war crimes that Snoopy and the Red Baron commit that we all just bat an eye. I'm not trying to just cancel Charlie Brown, but Snoopy is just a war criminal, and no one wants to mention it. Just wanted to bring a little bit of clarification there. The next pick goes to Monster House. I absolutely love this movie. I watched it at least 2 times a year growing up. Cartoon Network came in absolutely clutch with this every single Halloween, and it still kind of scares me to this day, but, I don't really tell anyone that. Coco is one of the best Pixar movies ever made, is a take that I was hearing a lot, and I was very confused by all of the Coco hype. What's with Coco? Is it really that good? I don't hate Coco. I've seen it many years ago. Yesterday I got a chance to rewatch it, and yeah, believe the hype. The hype's real. It's easily top 5 Pixar. It's not number 1 for me. Number 1 Pixar is still Ratatouille. But Ratatouille and Coco are still sitting at the same table. And for fall, Coco is a movie that you should definitely be watching and add it to your watch list as soon as possible. Because if you want to make the argument it's the best Pixar movie, I wouldn't even debate. The next fall pick is Where the Wild Things Are. In my opinion, this isn't even that good of a movie. I only have it rated 2 out of 5 stars, but Spike Jonze is an incredible director, a lot of very breathtaking cinematography, beautiful execution, but the concept and the writing definitely drag it down from being a masterpiece that it should be. But it'll definitely satisfy your fall desires this year. Now, Where the Wild Things Are may not be too good of a movie, objectively speaking, but E.T., by all means, is definitely Steven Spielberg's best movie. I haven't seen this in years, maybe 4 or 5 years, but still, it's rated 5 out of 5 for me, one of my favorites of all time, and it takes place during Halloween. E.T. definitely being one of the best protagonists of all time, one of the best sci-fi films of all time, one of my favorites of all time. Definitely watch E.T. Phantom Thread from Paul Thomas Anderson, I got a chance to watch, I want to say either August or July. Surprised me by how much I love this movie. If someone were to ask you what's the best Paul Thomas Anderson movie, the safe answer is There Will Be Blood. But in reality, if you were to ask me, I would say Licorice Pizza and Phantom Thread are his best movies. It's not even close. I think he did the cinematography for this himself, and Daniel Day-Lewis also giving a phenomenal performance. It is so good. It's so different. It's so profound. It's ever expanding. It is everything for fall, and definitely a hefty one that's a little bit dense for the average movie watcher, but I'd say give it a chance and you're going to love it as much as I did. After Phantom Thread, I say go ahead and watch Knives Out. It gives a lot of Thanksgiving vibes, a bickering family, beautiful cinematography, definitely a very well-crafted screenplay from Rian Johnson. Coming off of The Last Jedi, it's a little bit surprising seeing him go from a movie that's so divisive to a film that is considered one of the best of all time, a 5 out of 5, and a masterpiece considered by many. Every shot of this movie screams fall. The set design, all of the locations, the very fun whodunit mystery can definitely fill your afternoon, rainy evening fall vibes that you're going to be looking for. Everyone still seems to be on the Barbie hype train from this summer, and Barbie was definitely one of the best summer films ever made, but Little Women is definitely one of the best fall films for you to watch this year. I got a chance to watch it the other day, and it's another great entry into Greta Gerwig's filmography. She can't seem to miss at all. I'm still more of a Lady Bird fan, but this is still a very, very good movie. It's everything you want from a Greta Gerwig movie and a fall movie, from the vibe. Timothée Chalamet, Saoirse Ronan, Saul Goodman's in this movie. Why wouldn't you want to watch it? After you watch Little Women, go ahead and dive into a film that's pretty similar in terms of just the era that it takes place in, Pride and Prejudice. Not the BBC version, but specifically the 2005 Joe Wright Pride and Prejudice, which, in my opinion, is one of the best shot films ever. I watched it earlier this year for the first time, 4.5 out of 5. But just the lighting, the cinematography, it's so good. Just the framing, the blocking, it looks incredible in every single frame, and it's one of the best of all time. So definitely watch that for this fall. I have 3 more picks left, but by no means are these last 3 bad in any kind of way. One of the last picks is Donnie Darko, because he's literally me. I watched that, I want to say, maybe February or March. Almost cried because of how emotional it is, but it also takes place during Halloween. Very, very spooky vibes for you. The second to last pick is Matt Reeves' The Batman, because it takes place on Thursday, October 31st. And it's definitely one of the best shot films of all time. If you want to say it's the best Batman movie ever made, you can. I wouldn't even argue with you. I need a little bit of Batman in my life throughout the year, so it's only fair I throw in The Batman for this fall. And the last pick, last but definitely, most definitely not least, the best fall film, and the film that looks like fall in every single shot, Fantastic Mr. Fox from Wes Anderson. I absolutely love this film. We reviewed it in one of our first 3 episodes, and I might review it again before the year ends. I love it so much, every single shot of the movie, the story. It's very, very emotional, and it just definitely fits everything that fall should be. So, quick recap before this episode's over on the main fall movies. The best fall films for 2023 are Charlie Brown, The Fall Specials, Monster House, Pixar's Coco, Where the Wild Things Are, Steven Spielberg's E.T., Paul Thomas Anderson's Phantom Thread, Rian Johnson's Knives Out, Greta Gerwig's Little Women, Pride and Prejudice 2005, Donnie Darko, Matt Reeves' The Batman, and Fantastic Mr. Fox. In my opinion, the best fall film lies in the eyes of the beholder. I don't think there's really a right or wrong answer to that question. If there's a movie that you think deserves a spot on this list, I've either A, haven't really seen it before, or B, I just don't really care. But hey, if you're listening on Spotify and you want to sound off to me and let me know what your favorite fall movie is, then go ahead and let me know. I'll leave a Q&A down there. But until the next time, I'm your host Logan. Happy fall, happy hunting, and I'll see you in the movies.